This looks so extravagant.
The universe actually brought this to me, and this is to you. Champagne.
You like opening like wine bottles?
Honestly, she always like that.
I open it in my store because we have an opener, but I don't know how to open it like myself. You know what I mean?
Egypt getting some rest.
Yeah.
So
She's spoiled, so of course she's on the bed.
turn that little tab there.
Like that, right?
Yeah.
Puppies going there. Go see from my PlayStation. Just chill. Still got two beautiful, healthy puppies. So. What are you doing?
We are feeding the babies. Trying to get them to latch on.
This is a little whelping area for Egypt and her puppies. Over here we have all the supplies. Got some baby feeding kits, a baby bottle, some medicine for Egypt, dewormer for week 2, aspirator. There are some wipes, gloves, pads, baby food for Egypt for she can get their nutrients. In case anything goes wrong, puppy milk replacement, extra UVA light bulbs. Then right here, have an incubator for the puppies. So when they're done eating, I usually put them pretty much right in there. Then every 2 hours, we feed them. My little area if I don't lose my mind. And that's that.
Hold on, get them like this.
So the boy, he's a Merle. It's a cookie dough grandson. He looks just like his uncle. Then we have 2 girls. One looks to be a blue or lilac fawn. The other one looks to be like either just blue or lilac. And I'm not sure, but she looks like she might. It's hard to see. Has some Merle spots underneath her coat. It's very hard to see, so we'll see in a couple weeks. And of course, the OG, Egypt.
All right, so yeah, make sure you get your dog something to eat. She wasn't eating kibble, so make sure I got her some steak and some wet puppy food that she liked. And it gave some nutrients to the puppies. With the drinking, she stopped drinking water, so I had to get some chicken broth, beef bone broth, and settled in on some goat milk, which is not cheap, but she liked it, she drank it, and it helped her milk keep flowing. One bad thing about the goat milk, it runs through their system, so they will use the restroom a lot more than usual. Even with my Yorkie, he was just drinking a little bit, and it was running through him. So that's one of the negatives of the goat milk, but it definitely helped. It kept her hydrated, and it did what it did. But from that experience, she was still lacking in milk intake, so I did take him to the vet. The vet gave her some pills, and it helped tremendously. She's still producing a lot of milk to today. So that is all week 2. Of course, on week 2, make sure you deworm your puppies. You want to be measuring them every day, making sure they're gaining weight. That means that they're getting enough food, because sometimes you might not know and it might look like they're eating off mom, but they're actually getting enough food. So the way to really know is if they're growing. So if they're growing, they're eating. And even if it's just a little bit of gains, little gains is good gains. You just don't want to see loss and then or a couple of days of no gains. So just make sure you're weighing them up, and it's very important when you weigh them to deworm them. You get the proper weight so that you can give them the right amount. You definitely don't want to under deworm them. You don't want to overdo it, but it's better to overdo it than underdo it. So that's pretty much it for week 2. Week 3 was pretty smooth. Just more milk. You're on it every 2 hours. I don't know if I already said this, but every 2 hours you feed your puppies. You let them eat. They might play around for a little bit, or they might get tired and take a quick nap. Usually around this time they might eat, get tired, take a quick nap, pop right back up, and then eat again. So I'll just keep mom in there, and I'm talking about a quick nap, maybe 5, 6, 7 minutes. And then by the time they eat the second time, they're done for their whole 2 hours. So that's when you set your timer. And then 2 hours, you just do it again, around the clock, around the whole 24 hours. Yeah. You never want to miss it. And that's your first pretty much 3 weeks. Late 3rd week, going into the 4th week, you can start feeding them maybe every 3 to 4 hours. And then closer to that 4th week, you're going to be moving them to mush. With mush, 4th week you deworm them again though. So you deworm them on the 4th week and you want to move them to mush. With the mush, be very careful. Good simple recipe is just kibble, boiling hot water, chop down the kibble. I use a blender, boiling hot water, and then puppy milk replacement. Mix it all in, make it kind of like applesauce. I do see people say make it watery. I would definitely not make it that watery. If you go buy the starter mush from Royal Canin, it's not very watery. It's a good consistency. So you don't want it too watery, and you don't want it too thick, and you don't want big old pieces of kibble in your mush. So you just want a good solid apple saucy mush, mashed potato-y mush. That's what I would say. So with that, their first eating, this boy right here, I think he either ate too much or ate too fast. We really never had no problem with aspiration. A few times a little milk might came out their nose. Got our aspirator on deck, keep that on deck at all times, cleaned them up, they're right back to doing their thing. When we introduced him to mush, the thing was he ate, killed his food, loved it. Maybe about 3 hours went by and he threw up a little bit. And it wasn't a big problem. I think mush, okay. With the mush, he did good, he ate it. Maybe 3 hours went by and he started throwing up. I see him throwing up, just a little throw up, clean it up. Don't think too much of it. He's acting fine. Go about my day. I'm still watching him heavy. Only a couple minutes go by and he's throwing up again. This next time he's throwing up, he's aspirating. And if you know anything about these puppies, you know it's like #1 killer. So it's a very nervous situation, but you gotta stay calm. You just gotta think through it. So I'm cleaning them up. I'm trying all these tips and tricks I done learned online and just trying everything. So I save him, not save him, because it's not like he was dying at the moment, but I get him back acting normal, breathing fine, he's looking fine. Then maybe a few more minutes go by, he's throwing up again. He's shaking his head, he's throwing up hard, and with that, he aspirates again. And at this time, I'm not sure, I believe I was able to get him back good maybe one more time, and then he did it another time. It was just crazy. So the last time, wherever the case, if it happened the next time or it happened one more time, the very last time after he just throw up spill coming out his nose, I'm cleaning him up, but he's gasping for air and he never stopped gasping for air. So it's like in the morning, and the only thing I could do was take him to an emergency vet. The emergency vet tried to charge me about $4,500. They wanted to keep him for like hours. In my mind, I didn't think it was that dire. I didn't know it could get worse. So I just wanted to like, from going at the rate he was going at and just hope that it got better. So I definitely didn't want to keep him there 24 hours. So I told him to write me up a plan where it can just get me to the morning time where I can take him to my actual vet. With that, we came up with something. They actually end up doing a lot more than that they said they were going to do, so I'm appreciative of that. I came out of pocket maybe like $. With that, he was on oxygen pretty much the whole time, so for like 8 hours. If I had an oxygen tank myself, I just would have kept him. put the oxygen tank in the incubator and just let them go. Pretty much what they did. So for my next whelping, I definitely have that in hand, and you can learn from the story and just go get one now. Pretty much all they did was keep him on oxygen for maybe about 7-8 hours. They gave him a neutralizing bath with saline to open up his airflow, x-rayed his lungs. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Maybe a few other things they did until I got back. I was able to get like 3 hours of sleep. I stayed with him pretty much from like 8 a.m. to 4 a.m. Then I went and picked him up about 7. Vet opened at 8, so we shot straight to my vet. When I picked him up, he wasn't gasping for air anymore. He was doing a lot better. I still wanted to take him to my vet, so we shot straight there. Went smooth at the vet. I got some antibiotics, but the crazy thing, 6 hours with no incidents had went by, and once we leave the vet, he has an episode. He throws up. Mind you, actually did feed him while he was at the emergency vet. So they had fed him maybe about like 6 o'clock with no throwing up issues, but like I told you, he always throws up later in the game. So by now it's maybe 10 o'clock. We're leaving the vet and he's throwing up, starts aspirating. I'm cleaning him up, I'm driving, and I just have to turn around. We literally just got on the highway, so we turned around. He was gasping for air again. So that's, if he just would have threw up and would have been fine, I probably just would have went home. But he was gasping for air, so went back to the vet. The vet kept him maybe about 3-4 hours. The regular vet, hopefully you got a good regular vet. It's a million times cheaper than any emergency vet. I don't even think my vet charged me to put him back on the oxygen. He kept him on oxygen for like 5 hours. He only charged me for the visit that I had earlier. He didn't charge me anything extra from when I dropped him back off. Did a few things, did his doctor tricks, and by the time I came and got him about 3-4 hours, he was back good again. So it's just been something I have to watch. Since then, we had a few scares, but when he throws up, he doesn't aspirate. I got him a slow feeder. Because of this, they probably would just be on strictly mush right now, or just eating off mom, just little to get some little nutrients. But because he has been having trouble, right now I'm feeding them maybe 2 mushes a day, 2 feedings with mom, or 1 mush a day, 3 feedings with mom. I'm pretty much from 4 to 6 hours, so however that comes. If it's you feed them at 10, got to get up at 2, or my last feed is at 11, I got to get up at 3. I'm still making sure they're eating every time. At this point in the stage though, it is fine if I oversleep a little bit and they don't eat for 1 or 2 hours. You don't want to do that every time, but if you do a little extra Z's, or even sometimes when it's time for them to eat and they're just completely knocked out and I don't want to bother them from getting some good sleep, I just let them sleep. And then when they wake up, I make sure they eat, and then I adjust the time. So at this point, it's not every 2-3 hours. You just want to make sure that they're getting enough food. You're feeding them pretty much every 4 hours. Sometimes it could be 6. Just make sure they're getting food in their system. So that's pretty much it. If we're on week 4, you definitely want to deworm them again. Accurate weigh-ins. And then so week 5 and 6 is pretty easy. One thing, you don't want to get too lax. You don't want to think, oh, this is getting real easy. I can not pay attention to the puppies while they eat, or while they're up playing. If they're up, I like to be at the most like at the couch and they're like feet away from me. I can see them perfectly clear. If I hear them cry, usually one of them are biting each other because they're wrestling too hard. The main thing I'm looking for, they're not eating. When they're pooping, they like to eat their poop. So as soon as I see them poop, I like to clean it up, get it, take them out of there before they can't eat their poop. Also, I gotta keep an eye on him because at any given moment, he can throw up and have an episode. So, like I said, he done pretty much grew out of it. I haven't had that was week 4, we're on week 6. So the whole week 4 was a little shaky. Week 5 was a lot better, and now it's a lot better. He's doing great. He ate mush yesterday, no episodes, no throw ups. but it still gives me these little scares. So yeah, just always keep an eye on these puppies because it's always something. Week 6, where we're at now, they're just eating. If I didn't mention, we introduced water on week 4. So yeah, just eating water, eating mush, getting a little bit of nutrients from mom. Here soon, they'll be eating real kibble. Tomorrow, they're going to get their shots. So in 6 weeks, they can get their puppy shots. So make sure you do that. It's very important. If you see, Doughboy's ears are all the way up. Storm's ears are pretty much all the way up. They just start going all the way up today. She had one ear up and one ear down, which was pretty cute. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I appreciate it. They're asleep right now, so I won't bother them. I've shot this video 1.5 million times, so I do have some close-ups of them that I will put in the video. Yeah.
No, That's crazy. Good job, guys. They went straight to it. Mm-hmm. Sorry, girl. Stop, fatty. Not eating dogs.
He's eating a lot.
Yeah. I gotta get some pumpkin puree in the fresh one in the can. Be careful. Is he full already? Don't back up in it. And she going in. I said now she's going in.
You don't want none of this. It's baby food. How much are they supposed to eat?
The can had a amount. It said like half a can. But I mean, I figure just like the milk, like they know when to stop. But I didn't put too much on there.
He's going in.
So you're gonna let him lay on the food like that? Like he's trying to stand up.
Somebody I saw just said let him get in there. No. He's enjoying and he's enjoying. I'll clean him up after.
They're gonna be knocked out after this.
100%. He's over there thinking like, I'm glad that went smooth.
Look how good he's doing with walking. He's so strong.
Come back for more. Good job, boy. What are you doing? Get the whole thing dirty. Stay on here. He hasn't fell down once. He's just been walking. Hear me? I said he hasn't fell on his stomach once. He's just walking.
What? Why are you looking at me?
What the heck? You better eat just standing all in it like that. Yeah, it's funny. Love you. Garbage.